It's 3 a.m. Your baby has been crying for 40 minutes. You've fed them, changed them, rocked them, bounced them, paced the hallway so many times you know every creak in the floor. Nothing is working. And then your partner, who just slept 8 full hours, walks in, picks up the baby. 30 seconds. The crying stops. You want to cry yourself. Not from exhaustion, from something that sits right in the middle of your chest and feels exactly like failure. Like your baby can tell you're not enough right now. Like the one thing you are supposed to be able to do, you can't do. Here's what nobody told you. That moment wasn't about the baby choosing someone else. It wasn't about your love. It wasn't even about your effort. It was about your nervous system and your baby's, and what happens between the two of them when you haven't slept. Your baby cannot see clearly past 12 inches. They can't understand a word you say. They have no concept of time or logic or what day it is, but they can read your nervous system in real time. With extraordinary precision. Not your words, not your intentions, your actual physiological state, the cortisol in your skin, the tension in your muscles, the slight elevation in your heart rate, the breath that is 2 counts shorter than it should be. Babies are wired to do this from birth, because in the world your baby's brain was built for, thousands of years before houses and safety and locked front doors, the person holding them was their only protection. A stressed caregiver meant something was wrong nearby. So, when your baby is held by someone whose body is broadcasting stress, their nervous system does not hear the lullaby you are singing. It hears the cortisol. It hears the shallow breathing. It hears the 1,000 invisible signals your exhausted body is putting out, and it responds the only way it knows how. It matches you. Your stress becomes their stress. Your tension becomes their tension. Your body says danger, and their body believes it. The harder you try to calm them while feeling the opposite of calm, the more your nervous system is telling theirs there is something to be scared about. This is the loop nobody warned you about. And the loop has a second half that explains exactly why your partner could walk in and do in 30 seconds what you couldn't do in 40 minutes. Sleep deprivation does not just make you tired. It runs a stress response in your body that is physiologically almost identical to being in actual danger. Cortisol up, adrenaline up, heart rate elevated, breathing shallow. Emotional regulation collapsed so that small things feel enormous and enormous things feel unsurvivable. And all of that is transmitting from your body constantly, without your permission, without your awareness, whether you want it to or not. You can love your baby completely. You can want desperately to help them. You can be doing every single physical thing right, and your nervous system will still be broadcasting a signal that tells your baby the world is not okay right now. You already know what this feels like from the other side. You can tell when someone is nervous, even when they're trying to act calm. The smile that's slightly too wide. The voice pitched just a half note too high. The hands that won't stay still. You pick it up without being told. Without even trying. Your baby does the same thing, except they are 1,000 times more sensitive to it than you are. Because for them, it is not a social skill. It is a survival skill. Reading the caregiver's state accurately is the most important thing their brain knows how to do. So the tired mother trying to calm a crying baby is fighting against her own nervous system, and her baby's nervous system is winning every time, because it was designed to. Which brings us to your partner, and why it worked, and why the answer has nothing to do with them being better at this than you. Your partner walked in with a regulated nervous system, normal cortisol, slow breathing, relaxed muscles, a heart rate that said nothing is wrong. When they picked up your baby, their body was broadcasting one clear signal. Everything is fine. And your baby's nervous system, which had been scanning for exactly that signal for 40 minutes and not finding it, finally received it and let go. It was not about love. It was not about preference. It was about whose body was telling a calmer story in that moment. And after 40 minutes of trying everything while running on nothing, yours was telling a very loud and very stressed story, through no fault of your own. This is why a sleeping baby sometimes stirs when a tense parent lifts them and stays asleep when a calm one does. This is why skin to skin with a regulated caregiver works so powerfully. This is why the advice to just relax is both scientifically correct and completely useless, because you cannot think your way into a regulated nervous system at 3 a.m. when you have not slept. The problem is biological, which means the solution has to be biological too, and it is. There are 3 specific things that shift your nervous system fast enough to change what your baby is receiving. None of them are complicated. All of them work even when you are running on empty. The fastest way to shift your nervous system when you are already overwhelmed is through your breath, not in the deep breathing way that sounds like a wellness poster, in a specific biological way. Long exhales that are longer than your inhale activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for calm and recovery. Breathe in for 4 counts. Breathe out for 8. Do it 3 times before you pick them up or while you are holding them with your mouth near the top of their head. Your heart rate drops. Your cortisol begins to lower. The signal your body sends your baby starts to change. Your exhale is warm. They feel it. The second thing is to slow down. Slower than feels right. Slower than feels like enough. 1 long, slow sway instead of 5 fast ones. 1 low, long shush instead of repeated urgent ones. Because urgency lives in your body as tension. And tension is exactly what your baby is reading and reflecting back at you. Your slowness is the message. It says, I am not panicking. And if I am not panicking, there is nothing to panic about. The baby's nervous system receives the slowness before it receives anything else. Give it something worth receiving. And the third thing is the one that feels like failure, but is actually love. Hand them over, not as defeat, as a decision. If someone else in that house has a regulated nervous system and yours is not regulated right now, the most loving thing you can do for your baby is put them in those arms, walk to another room, take 3 long, slow breaths alone, and come back in 5 minutes. A regulated you is a better you for your baby than a desperate, exhausted you. Not because you love them less, because you love them enough to know when your body is not the right tool for this moment. That is not giving up. That is understanding what your baby actually needs and giving it to them. The next time you can't calm your baby and someone else can, I want you to remember what is actually happening. Your baby is not rejecting you. Your baby is reading you with the most precise instrument they have. And what they are reading is a mother who has been awake too long and is carrying more than any one person should carry alone. That is not failure. That is just a body telling the truth. And the same sensitivity that makes those nights so hard, the fact that your baby feels everything you feel, that same sensitivity is what makes the good moments the most extraordinary thing they will ever experience. The moments when you are rested enough to be present, when your nervous system is calm and theirs follows, when they look up at you and their whole body relaxes because yours already did. Those moments happen because of the very thing that makes the hard nights hard. They are that attuned to you. Completely. Always. And the same sensitivity that makes those nights so hard, the fact that your baby feels everything you feel, you are not failing them at 3 a.m. You are being read by them, and they are reading someone who loves them so much she paced the hallway for 40 minutes in the dark rather than let them cry alone. That is the mother they are reading. That is the mother they have. Share this with a new mother who is blaming herself tonight. She does not need more advice. She needs to know the science, and she needs to know it is not her fault. Subscribe for more. See you in the next one.